Howdy, folks. This is a video response to a video who will be the Undertaker's opponent at Wrestlemania 28. Stevie Breach is the dude that made the video, and he had some pretty good opponents planned for Taker. Some of which I can see happening, some I can't. Just go through some of the stuff that he said. Kane, there's no way in hell Kane, no. That has been done. Nobody wants to see Kane and Undertaker again. Jericho, if Jericho comes back, yeah, that could definitely be a possibility. The only thing is, a lot of folks, I don't know if they see Jericho as that threat that can beat Undertaker at WrestleMania. Probably not, but you never know. You never know how they can build the character up. Foley, who I'm pretty sure is going to be back in the company pretty soon. I just don't think Foley. He may have one more match in him, but I don't know if it's going to be that that high caliber match that we would expect. The guy's pretty broken down. I saw him at a convention a couple of years ago, and he looked like he needed a cane to walk. He was barely getting around. Sad, really. But I'm sure he could bring it for maybe one night, and that would be cool. I think that's something that's never happened at WrestleMania yet. So, and I think he had a couple more mentions there too. The obvious choice for me, I'm going to go into a couple of my picks at least, and I agree with Foley. I think Foley would be something that would be pretty cool to see. But something that I think would put the exclamation point on WrestleMania and make it, because this year's WrestleMania was not too good. I didn't think it had that. It didn't have, aside from the Taker and Triple H match, it didn't have that WrestleMania special feel to it. To me, it kind of felt like a pretty decent pay-per-view, but not a decent WrestleMania. I think it was the worst WrestleMania in a few years, actually. But yeah, something that would go as a good co-main event with The Rock and Cena. And there's been rumors that this is going to happen for a while, and this has never happened, to my knowledge. It's never happened at WrestleMania. Steve Austin. How cool would it be to do a build starting about Royal Rumble around that time, and have a deal where Austin says, I want to come back. There's nothing really for me to come back to, that I haven't already done, that I haven't accomplished before, except for one thing. I want to go after the streak. I think that would be something really special, and a lot of people would want to see that. And I think Austin seems to be in. He seems to have recovered quite a bit from 2000. I think it was 2003. It's his last match in the company. He seems to, he looks great as far as looks like he's ready to go, in the ring. I don't know if that'll happen. I don't know if he wants to wrestle again, but that's been the rumor for a while. I think that would be something that would be pretty sweet. Something that everybody else, another opponent, I suppose, that everybody else is just assuming that's going to be the case, and I sort of am too, unless this guy comes back, pretty soon to get involved in something else. That would be Triple H. Another, and I wouldn't want to see it, to be honest with you. And this time, possibly Triple H is putting his career on the line, very similar to Shawn Michaels, the two WrestleMania matches that Taker had with Michaels. I can definitely see that happening. So, my picks, I would actually go with any of those three. Triple H, Foley, or Stone Cold. Now, I've been wrong before, but I'm not wrong often with my predictions in wrestling. So I think, I think you can take it to the bank that it'll be one of these three guys. Now, who's to say, hey, the wrestling landscape in 6 months could change drastically. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? But I think, nobody getting injured. One of these three guys, Triple H, Foley, or Austin. I think you can't really go wrong with either of those guys. Picking anybody else on the main roster, I don't think anybody else would be worthy, in my opinion, or would be that big of a draw for the show. I mean, you got to say this is Undertaker, and I think the ultimate choice, but of course that can happen, would have been Brock Lesnar, but because those guys had an amazing feud a few years back, but I don't think that could happen. So yeah, Triple H, which is the more likely choice. He hasn't been back on TV either, aside from the quick thing right after WrestleMania. I don't think. Foley's definitely coming back. I think he's the least likely one of the three to have the match, but it's still a possibility. And I think Austin would be the biggest money maker. That those two would be the biggest money makers possible for a match with Undertaker. So anyway, that is all for the video. I may be doing more of these videos. These are kind of cool. Just little short, brief deals on webcam. So anyway, see you guys later.